Zero. Have you seen the movie Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle? This is how much you owe, $600 million. This is how much you've returned, zero. Have you seen the movie Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle?
No, I've not, Congresswoman.
So there's a famous scene in that movie where Neil Patrick Harris borrows the car and completely trashes it.
Here's $50 for the burgers and $200 for the car.
Wells Fargo lends money to consumers to buy cars, and Wells Fargo wants the consumers to take good care of the car. That's the collateral. Protect that value. But there's always this Neil Patrick Harris risk. Someone trashes the car, defaults on the loan, and the value's not enough, and there's a risk of a loss. To guard against that loss, Wells Fargo has consumers pay for GAP waivers. GAP stands for Guaranteed Auto Protection, and the GAP waiver cancels the remaining balance on the loan if the regular auto liability payout after the car is damaged is insufficient. If the regular auto liability payout after the car is damaged is insufficient. But when someone pays off the loan, there is no need for that GAP waiver. There's no need for debt cancellation because the debt is paid off. But you, Wells Fargo, keep charging for that GAP waiver. You didn't tell consumers after they paid off the loan early that you owed them money back, about $350 each. Effectively, the bank stole this money from 1.7 million consumers nationwide, leaving Wells Fargo sitting on over $600 million in ill-gotten gains. How much of that $600 million that Wells Fargo owes consumers in GAP overcharges has been returned?
Congresswoman, I don't know the exact number sitting here of what we've returned.
The chart on the side, this is how much you owe, $600 million. This is how much you've returned, zero. You told me in my office that Wells Fargo in the past has been penny wise but pound foolish, and I agreed, resisting doing what's right and paying consumers. And I really saw that when I was the monitor for the state of California during foreclosure crisis. So if you're here today to tell us that Wells Fargo has changed its ways, you should have no problem committing to giving these people their own money back in terms of GAP overcharges. Will you commit to give them their money back?
Congresswoman, there's no question if we have harmed customers, and we should in fact do that, and we'll go back and take a look at the specific example and understand why it hasn't been done and how we can move quickly to rectify it.
This is the pleading in that case that's pending, in which Wells Fargo is currently arguing that even though it charged people for many years of GAP insurance, and the consumer paid off the loan early, they have not in fact refunded that GAP insurance. And that $350 means a lot. It's 18 bags of groceries for families.